Namaskara from the South Special of Budget 2017, the third installment in our special budget series. Now, for the first budget post demonetization, we get you expectations from the South, from the Union Finance Minister. And since we are the Silicon Valley of India, we first get you expectations from the IT sector, which is feeling the tremors of the Trump era.
We will make America great again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again.
As the US president makes protectionist pitches, hinting at tighter visa norms and outsourcing of jobs, one sector that is anxiously eyeing budget in India is the information technology. With aggregate revenue of over $140 billion and exports touching $108 billion, IT sector expects major relief to meet the changing business dynamics in the West.
I don't think industry is looking for too many SOPs, etc. We basically want government to come up with schemes that actually promote business, right? I think this is a time where the world markets are not doing well, and we need to increase our exports.
Topping the expectations is the ease of doing business, with single window clearance for IT projects and extension of special economic zones for IT parks, and additional funds for Startup India to encourage entrepreneurship in the Silicon Valley of India, and reduction of corporate tax.
India Inc. expects a steep drop in the corporate tax rate. I would personally expect a 5% drop right now. If a 5% drop happens right now, companies will start investing. We'll see a very new kind of a marketplace. We'll see greater compliance, and the full benefit of that will come next year and the year after that.
With the government pitching in for digital payments, IT sector players are hoping for encouraging signs to foster digital connectivity.
लेस कैश की बात मायने रखती है. कैशलेस का शब्द है एक, पर हमने कभी ये नहीं कहा कि कंप्लीट कैशलेस. पर जितना लेस कैश हो जाएगा उतना ही देश के हित में रहेगा.
So will the finance minister deliver and give a reason to cheer for the IT sector?
Now, demonetization has changed the dynamics of the banking industry, with e-payments and digital banks making way for a new age economy. We now take a look at how this budget will boost the banking industry.
अब वक्त बदल चुका है और मेरा देश 21वीं सदी में डिजिटल इंडिया बनने के लिए तैयार बैठा है.
After PM Modi's note ban strike, it has been a boon for the e-wallet startups. And in this budget, they hope their business model will be promoted.
Digital payments and digital literacy and digital infrastructure should be given a big boost given demonetization that has happened on digital payments and all the steps that should be taken to allow non-banks to compete more effectively and contribute more towards converting India from a cash-based economy to a less cash-based economy.
E-wallet firms like Paytm are even hoping to roll out their payment banks. Telcos like Airtel have already jumped in the space. Airtel rolled out its payment bank recently. Consumers are now hoping that in this budget, they will get perks to switch to e-payment.
When you have so many also competitors in the market, why should the consumers choose Paytm?
I believe it's a network effect. More consumer, more merchant use each other. That is the biggest reason. So if you have a Paytm account, the probability that you'll be able to use it at more places in your life is higher. We'll be able to give you interest if you convert your wallet account into a savings account. And if you want, we'll give you a debit card also. So I think the consumers have a more and wider and superior choices than any other option.
Just ahead of the budget, a panel headed by Andhra Pradesh CM Chandrababu Naidu has recommended that cash withdrawals above Rs 50,000 should be taxed. and large cash transactions should be capped to promote digital economy. The panel also recommended abolishing transaction cost on swiping plastic cards. While the Finance Ministry is reviewing these suggestions, traditional banking players hope they are implemented quickly.
It need not be a wasted experience at all, and in fact it should be a good experience. But for that, all of us need to understand what we need to do in order to get the benefits of this. And for that, again, as I said, we need to push for digital, we need to push for a less cash society.
Clearly, there is a long way ahead for India to move towards a digital economy. Be it UPI apps or even e-payment banks that are being rolled out. The question is, if the Finance Minister will be able to sustain the digital momentum this budget.
Keeping up with the South budget story, let's take a look at the auto hub. There has been a southward trend in the sale in auto industry, and the Aam Aadmi are hoping for lesser loans to buy their dream car, and the industry is hoping for soaps to sail through the demonetization effect. Take a look.
Buying a car is a dream for the middle class. It is a style statement and also a necessity. Auto sector roughly contributes 7% of our GDP, employing 3 million workers. But due to demonetization, it has been hit hard. Automobile sales have dipped to 16-year low.
So the Indian automotive sector saw a major slump in sales towards the tail end of 2016. December in particular saw a drop in sales by nearly 19%, which is the steepest sale drop in the past 16 years.
Data released by the Society of Indian Automobiles Manufacturers shows that sales of two-wheelers, which comprise of 75% of total vehicle sales, slipped 22% in last month, steepest in the last 2 decades. While passenger vehicle sales slipped by 1.4% and commercial vehicle sales have been down by 5.1%. No wonder then this budget will be a make or break moment for the auto industry.
What we would like to see from the budget is for really a critical thinking on environmental pollution. So to come up with a good plan how to promote environmentally friendly vehicles.
If you look at the cascading effect of excise duty, VAT and various other taxes, and on top of that road tax when you have to get the car registered, it adds up to a huge amount. So a reasonable tax structure would surely help the industry.
So here is the wish list from the auto sector. First is to streamline taxes and subsume multiple levies. Then a budget that boosts consumption with lower interest rates on auto loans and prompts buyers like Junaid, who has to depend on his parents to buy his first car.
I would like to buy a car by my own self, like without the help of my parents. So that probably I'll do by taking a loan. But taking loans are very tough these days because the interest rates are very high. So I want to request the Finance Minister to get the interest rates low as possible.
As Junaid pitches for a budget to help him buy his first car with easier loans, the auto companies will be watching out for SOPs to jumpstart their business as well.
Chennai is known for its silks, and this is one industry which employs thousands of artisans who design saris for the entire world. And we are going to get you the story of how this beautiful thread is woven into a global product and how the Finance Minister can boost this into a Make in India label.
This small town in Tirupur, Tamil Nadu is India's textile hub. As these workers weave colorful patterns on the cloth, working tirelessly and with artistic precision, they have made Tirupur a global destination for the textile industry. This small town contributes 75% of India's total garment exports, with approximate annual turnover of Rs 21,000 crore. But today, it's facing a threat from other competitors from Bangladesh and Vietnam. And this budget season, there are hopes that the textile industry and these handloom workers will be given relief. Higher pay promise, centralized market and easy access to credit.
பொருளாதார தொழிலா இருந்தாலும் கூட விவசாயத்துக்கு இருக்கிற மாதிரி ஒரு வங்கியோ ஒரு பேங்க் சிஸ்டமோ இந்த துறைக்கு கிடையாது. அதன் மூலமா அந்த பேங்க் விவசாய நெசவாளர் வங்கின்னு ஒன்று நிறுவி
But as cotton textile hub struggles, for silk handloom as well, it's getting difficult to attract customers for traditional wear. In Chennai, 47-year-old Dr. Shushma Patel loves to wear sari. She is a regular at the small Chennai silk sari shop. For her, it's passion to see new prints and feel the rich fabric. While she boasts of having 300 silk handloom saris, she knows it's a struggling industry and hopes that the budget allocates higher funds for the handloom industry.
I want the family who's doing it more so that they have enough money to take care of the family and they can nurture the art into their family, siblings and everything. So they get into the trade of doing weaving sari.
So as Finance Minister rolls out plans for the textile sector that employs over 70 lakh people across the nation, handloom industry in South India will be hoping to get a share too.
They're the golden segment of our society, and they are the ones who had dedicated their early years to sustain the nation and build a family, and now are in their twilight years. Here is the look at what we can do to pay back them, and also at what their wish list is for the Finance Minister.
Meet K.S. Padmanabhan, who is a retired bank official and at the twilight of his age at 65. Financial independence is a must. But post-demonetization, he is worried on the falling deposit rates.
The government, though it has started one senior citizen FD scheme for 8.5%, it should be at least 10% for 10 years for senior citizens, the maximum cap of 10 lakhs. This will be, to some extent, this will eliminate the problem of senior citizens in particular.
While the Prime Minister promised a maximum return on deposits to the senior citizen, Padmanabhan believes that there needs to be a higher tax exemption limit. Currently, senior citizens above 60 years do not have to pay taxes for income up to 3 lakh rupees annually, while for 80 years and above, it is 5 lakh rupees annual limit.
Healthcare, though there are so many medical insurance claims and all there, but all are still out of the reach of middle and lower middle class. So the government should still formulate effective steps and to reduce these premiums, and also the government level expenditure increase of outlay of health, that is for health budget and all, so that the common and middle class level people are benefited to a large extent from these medical benefits.
Arun Fadnavis is a retired government servant and believes that the government needs to dole out affordable healthcare and recreation facilities for senior citizens, along with higher pension for government servants.
कुछ ऐसी योजनाएं होना चाहिए गवर्नमेंट की कि जिसकी वजह से सीनियर सिटीजन्स जो है वो भले ही पैसा ना कमाए लेकिन कम से कम वो तंदुरुस्त रहे और वो दूसरा कुछ काम कर सके.
So this budget, as policies are unfolded, it's the senior citizens of our society who will hope that they are also given a reason to cheer.
Chennai is known for its long coastline, breezy beaches and the fishing community which forms the backbone of its economy. This budget season, we connected with them to understand what they want from the centre and how the government can help them in their growth.
Tamil Nadu boasts of the second largest coastline in the country and is home to a large fishermen community. As they step into the sea to earn their daily livelihood, this fishermen community in Tamil Nadu also wants the finance minister to hear their pleas.
அதாவது நாளுக்கு நாள் எங்களை ஏமாத்திக்கிட்டே தான் இருக்காங்க. இந்த எடுத்தாரா அந்த எடுத்தாரா மத்திய அரசு மாநில அரசு எல்லாமே எங்களை ஒரு சொல்லுக்காக சொல்லிக்கிட்டு அந்த காரியத்தை செயலாக்கம் பண்ணி தர மாட்டேங்காங்க. நாங்க ரொம்ப வேதனைப்படுறோம்யா.
For now, the centre has allocated over 100 crore rupees for a national scheme of welfare of fishermen. But much needs to be done. Top on the list is the plan to modernize fishermen villages, financial aid and access to latest technology.
வளர்ந்த பெரிய பணக்கார மீனவர்கள் முதலாளிகளுக்கு தான் போய் சேரதை தவிர சாதாரண மீன்பிடி கூலி தொழிலாளிக்கோ அல்லது சாதாரண நாட்டுப்படகு வச்சிருக்கக்கூடிய மீனவ தொழிலாளிக்கோ முறையான திட்டமிடுதலை வரக்கூடிய பட்ஜெட் கூட்டத்தொடர்ல முறையாக கொண்டு வந்து செயல்படுத்தணுங்கிறது தான்.
So, as these fishermen spread their net in the ocean every day, here is a hope that they will be able to net in sops this budget season.
And now it's time for the biggest voice from India Inc. on Budget 2017. Let's now take a listen as to what are the expectations of R.D. Godrej, who has hemmed one of the largest corporate houses in the nation.
As you know, the budget will be announced almost 3 months after demonetization happened. How would you describe the state of the economy today?
The economy is fast improving. Immediately after demonetization in November, there was a slowdown, but there has been a quick recovery in December, and January is going quite well. So I expect that the general economy is doing well. Our businesses have improved considerably, and we have performed quite well during the quarter ending December.
What's your company's assessment of the impact of demonetization on farmers' income and rural demand?
Well, we see a very good pickup in rural demand both for our consumer products and our agri products. We have an agri business which sells things like animal feeds, etc., which is doing quite well. So I think the rural economy is doing quite well now, and this good growth will continue because the agricultural season has been good and the remonetization is going quite well.
So to sum up, you're saying that the shadow of demonetization has passed over, that the worst is well behind us?
I would say so.
Let's then come, Mr. Godrej, to the budget. What are the key steps that you would like to see the finance minister take in this year's budget?
Well, I think the finance minister will have strong revenues going in financial year 18 because the large deposits that have come post demonetization into the banks will yield fairly high tax revenue to my mind. Of course, it's not yet calculated. It will be difficult to assess it exactly, but I think the finance ministry would have a fairly good idea that this would yield fairly high revenues. Now, I think that should be used to create economic growth in two ways. One, by increasing expenditure on infrastructure items and putting more money in hands of consumers, especially in the agricultural areas. And two, in reducing direct taxes so that there's more money left in the hands of consumers and businesses to be able to spend. I think a combination of this would lead to a budget that would help economic growth quite considerably. And that would lay the foundation of a very strong economic growth in 17-18, especially with GST.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Budget and Hue. Well, from the southern part of the nation, it is indeed a long wish list for the finance minister. And as the countdown has begun for the litmus test of the finance minister post demonetization, here is hope that from north to south and east to west, there is one budget that is brought about that will take India forward.